Here's something almost nobody tells you about learning English. The biggest thing standing between you and a real conversation is not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's not even your accent. Studies on language learners keep pointing to the same surprising factor, and today, I'm going to show you exactly what it is, and exactly how to fix it, in the next 50 minutes. I've met learners who know hundreds of grammar rules, but freeze the second a native speaker talks to them. And I've met learners with small vocabularies, simple grammar, a few mistakes here and there, who talk to anyone, anywhere, without fear. What's the difference between them? One word: confidence. Here's the question I want you to really sit with for a moment. What would you say, right now, today, if you weren't afraid of making a mistake? Think about that question. We're going to come back to it at the very end of this lesson, and I promise you, your answer might surprise you. Today is day 6, and this lesson is different from anything we've done so far. We're not just learning phrases. We're rebuilding the way you feel when you speak English. Stay with me until the end, because the last exercise in this video might completely change how you feel the next time someone speaks to you in English. Hello everyone, welcome back to Channel English Tom, and this is day 6 of our English speaking series, Building Confidence in English Conversation. In day 3, we practiced simple questions and answers. In day 4, we learned common everyday phrases. In day 5, we practiced elementary speaking, step by step. Today, we bring it all together with something different. Not new vocabulary, but a new mindset, and the tools to actually use everything you've already learned, without freezing up, without panicking, and without giving up. Here's how today is organized. First, a quick warm-up. Then, 5 parts: why confidence matters more than perfect grammar, phrases to keep any conversation going, how to recover gracefully from mistakes, how to sound and feel more confident when you speak, and real practice dialogues using everything together. We'll finish with a rapid confidence drill designed to build real, physical speaking courage. As always, speak out loud with me, every single time. Confidence is not something you think your way into, it's something you build by doing it, again and again, until it becomes natural. Let's begin. Let's warm up with a fast review from our earlier lessons. Repeat after me, and then answer where I ask you to. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? My name is. My name is. Now say your real name, out loud. I like. I like. Now finish this sentence, out loud, with something you really like. What's up? What's up? Now answer, out loud, the way you really would. Could you help me, please? Could you help me, please? Great. Now here's a quick warm-up question, a little different from before. I want you to answer this honestly, out loud, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident do you feel speaking English right now? Say a number, out loud. Whatever number you said, that's completely okay. This lesson is designed to move that number higher, step by step. Remember that number, we'll come back to it at the end. One more warm-up question before we begin. Think of one specific moment when you felt nervous speaking English. It could be with a stranger, at work, or even in a class. Now, in one short sentence, describe that moment out loud, in English. Don't worry about grammar, just describe it. Thank you for sharing that. Holding on to that memory is useful, because by the end of this lesson, we're going to give you real tools to handle that exact kind of moment differently next time. Let's find out why confidence matters so much in Section 1. Section 1: Why confidence matters more than perfect grammar. Let's start with a simple truth that changes everything. Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time, in their own language. They forget words. They use the wrong tense. They pause, they say they restart sentences. And nobody thinks less of them for it. So why do so many English learners believe they need to speak perfectly before they're allowed to speak at all? This belief has a name. It's called perfectionism paralysis. It's the fear that if your English isn't perfect, people will judge you, laugh at you, or not understand you. And this fear stops millions of learners from ever opening their mouths, even when they actually know enough English to have a real conversation. Here's the truth: communication is not about perfect grammar. Communication is about connection. If someone understands your message, even with small mistakes, you have successfully communicated. That is the real goal, not a perfect sentence, but a shared understanding between two people. The confidence mindset shift. Let's practice some mindset phrases, sentences you can say to yourself, silently or out loud, before and during a conversation, to build real confidence. Repeat: mistakes are part of learning. Mistakes are part of learning. Say this to yourself before every conversation. It's true, and it's powerful. Repeat: I don't need to be perfect, I need to be understood. I don't need to be perfect, I need to be understood. This is your new goal, starting today. Repeat: every conversation makes me better. Every conversation makes me better. Even a conversation full of mistakes is valuable practice, it's not a failure. Repeat: I am allowed to pause and think. I am allowed to pause and think. Silence is not failure. Native speakers pause too. Repeat: slow and clear is better than fast and confusing. Slow and clear is better than fast and confusing. You don't need to speak fast to sound confident. You need to speak clearly. Common fears, and why they're smaller than you think. Let's talk about 3 common fears, one at a time, and let's shrink them down to their real size. Fear number 1: what if I make a mistake? The truth is, native speakers correct small mistakes in their heads automatically, without even noticing, most of the time. A small grammar mistake almost never breaks communication. Fear number 2: what if I don't understand them? This is completely normal, even for advanced learners. And here's the good news: we have simple, polite phrases for exactly this situation, which we'll practice in Section 3 today. Fear number 3: what if they judge my accent? Here's something important to remember: having an accent means you speak more than one language. That is something to be proud of, not something to hide. Let's practice saying this out loud, with real conviction. My accent shows that I speak more than one language, and that is something to be proud of. Repeat that with me now, out loud, with confidence. Fear number 4 and 5. Let's tackle 2 more common fears, because the more we shrink these fears down, the more room we leave for real, confident speaking. Fear number 4: what if there's a silence, and I don't know what to say? This is completely normal, even between native speakers. A short silence is not a disaster, it's just a natural pause. In Section 2 today, we'll learn exact phrases to fill these moments naturally, so this fear will feel much smaller very soon. Fear number 5. What if I sound stupid? Here's an important truth. The people around you are almost always focused on their own thoughts, their own nervousness, and their own lives, not carefully judging every word you say. Most people are kind, patient, and genuinely happy when someone makes an effort to speak their language. Repeat this affirmation with me, out loud. People appreciate my effort to speak English, even when it's not perfect. Say it again, with more confidence this time. People appreciate my effort to speak English, even when it's not perfect. The power of small wins. Confidence is built through small wins, repeated many times, not through one big, perfect moment. Every single time you finish a sentence in English, even an imperfect one, that is a small win. Every time you understand part of a conversation, even if you miss some words, that is a small win. Every time you ask a question instead of staying silent, that is a small win. Repeat, every small win builds my confidence. Every small win builds my confidence. Practice time. Now, let's turn this mindset into speaking practice. I'm going to give you a sentence starter. I want you to finish it out loud, in your own words, with confidence in your voice, not perfect grammar, just confidence. One thing I'm proud of about my English is, finish it out loud. A mistake I made before, that taught me something, was, finish it out loud. The next time I feel nervous speaking English, I will remind myself that, finish it out loud. If I could give advice to someone just starting to learn English, I would say, finish it out loud. The reason I'm learning English is, finish it out loud, and really think about your true reason. Wonderful! You just practiced something more powerful than grammar. You practiced believing in your own voice. Let's build on this with practical phrases in Section 2. Section 2. Phrases to keep a conversation going. One of the biggest confidence killers is silence, that awkward moment when you don't know what to say next. In this section, we'll learn phrases that keep any conversation alive, naturally, even when your mind goes blank. Showing you're listening. Repeat, really? Really? A short, natural way to show interest and surprise. Repeat, that's interesting. That's interesting. A safe, friendly response you can use almost anywhere. Repeat. I see. I see. A simple way to show you're following along. Repeat, no way. No way. A casual, energetic way to react to surprising news. Repeat, wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't know that. Repeat, that makes sense. That makes sense. Asking follow-up questions. This is one of the most powerful confidence tools in conversation because you don't have to think of a new topic, you just ask more about what the other person already said. Repeat. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Repeat, what happened next? What happened next? Repeat, how did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? Repeat, why is that? Why is that? Repeat, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Repeat, how long have you been doing that? How long have you been doing that? Buying yourself thinking time. These small phrases give you a few extra seconds to think. Without an awkward silence, native speakers use these constantly, too. Repeat, that's a good question. That's a good question. perfect when you need a second to think. Repeat, let me think about that for a second. Let me think about that for a second. Repeat, well. Well. A tiny, natural pause word that buys you time. Repeat, actually. Actually. Another natural pause and topic shift word. Repeat, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? A friendly way to check understanding, while also giving yourself a small pause. Changing the topic naturally. Repeat, by the way. By the way. A smooth way to introduce a new topic. Repeat, speaking of that. Speaking of that. A natural way to connect to a related topic. Repeat, that reminds me. That reminds me. A great way to shift naturally to something you want to talk about. Repeat, anyway. Anyway. A common way to return to a previous topic or move the conversation forward. Showing empathy and agreement. These phrases help a conversation feel warm and connected, and they're very easy to use. Repeat, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Repeat, that must have been hard. That must have been hard. A caring, empathetic response to difficult news. Repeat, I've felt that way too. I've felt that way too. Repeat, that's amazing, congratulations. That's amazing, congratulations. Repeat, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Handling silence naturally. Repeat, so. So. A simple, natural way to restart or continue after a short pause. Repeat, anyway, how about you? Anyway, how about you? A great way to pass the conversation back when you're not sure what to add. Repeat. This is a nice place, isn't it? This is a nice place, isn't it? A safe, easy comment about your surroundings, perfect for filling a quiet moment. Practice time. Let's practice keeping a conversation going. I'll share something, and I want you to respond with a follow-up question, out loud, using one of today's phrases. I went hiking last weekend. Respond with a follow-up question, out loud. I'm learning to cook Italian food. Respond with a follow-up question, out loud. I just started a new job. Respond with a follow-up question, out loud. My favorite team won the big game last night. Respond with a follow-up question, out loud, showing interest. I'm a little nervous about a trip I'm taking next month. Respond with an empathetic phrase, out loud. Excellent. You just kept 3 different conversations alive, using nothing but curiosity and a few simple phrases. This is exactly how confident conversationalists talk, not with perfect vocabulary, but with genuine interest in simple, flexible phrases. Let's move to Section 3, Recovering from Mistakes. Section 3, How to Recover When You Make a Mistake. This might be the single most important section in today's lesson. Confidence isn't about never making mistakes, it's about knowing exactly what to do when you do. Let's build your toolkit. When you don't understand something. Repeat, sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry, I didn't catch that. A natural, polite way to say you didn't hear or understand. Repeat, could you say that again, please? Could you say that again, please? Repeat, could you speak a little slower, please? Could you speak a little slower, please? Repeat, I'm sorry, what does that word mean? I'm sorry, what does that word mean? Repeat, I'm not familiar with that word. I'm not familiar with that word. Repeat, sorry, can you explain that differently? Sorry, can you explain that differently? Here's an important truth. Asking these questions doesn't make you sound weak. It makes you sound engaged, careful, and genuinely interested in understanding correctly. Confident speakers ask for clarification all the time. When you make a mistake, repeat, sorry, I meant to say. Sorry, I meant to say. Then simply correct yourself and continue. Repeat, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. A smooth, professional way to say your sentence again, better. Repeat, what I'm trying to say is. What I'm trying to say is. A great phrase when your first sentence didn't come out clearly. Repeat, sorry, wrong word. Sorry, wrong word. A short, casual, honest way to fix a small mistake and move on immediately. Repeat, how do you say that in English? How do you say that in English? One of the most useful phrases you will ever learn, use it whenever you're missing a word. When you forget a word. Repeat, what's the word for it? What's the word for it? A natural way to signal you're searching for a word, while you keep thinking. Repeat, it's like the thing you use for. It's like the thing you use for. This is called describing around a word, and it's a real, advanced conversation skill. Even fluent speakers do this. Repeat, I can't remember the word right now, but it's similar to. I can't remember the word right now, but it's similar to. When you realize you used the wrong tense or grammar. Repeat, sorry, I mean I went, not I go. Sorry, I mean I went, not I go. A quick, simple self-correction, no big explanation needed. Repeat, let me say that again correctly. Let me say that again correctly. Repeat, grammar mistake, sorry, anyway. Grammar mistake, sorry, anyway. Notice how short this is. A quick label, and you move forward immediately. When the whole sentence goes wrong. Sometimes, a full sentence just doesn't come out right. Here's what confident speakers do: they don't quit, they simply restart, calmly. Repeat, sorry, let me start over. Sorry, let me start over. Repeat, let me try that again. Let me try that again. Repeat, one more time, what I want to say is. One more time, what I want to say is. The golden rule of recovery. Here's the golden rule, and I want you to remember this forever. Never apologize excessively, and never stop the conversation completely because of one mistake. A small sorry plus a quick correction is all you need. Then, keep going. The conversation should always move forward, not stop. Let's practice this. Repeat this short recovery pattern: sorry, I meant, anyway, so. Sorry, I meant, anyway, so. Notice how short this is. It takes less than 3 seconds, and the conversation continues smoothly. Practice time. Let's practice real recovery. I'll give you a situation. Respond out loud, using a recovery phrase from today. Imagine you just said the wrong word by mistake. Correct yourself out loud using a phrase from today. Imagine someone spoke too fast and you didn't understand. Ask them to repeat out loud politely. Imagine you forgot an English word in the middle of a sentence. Describe around it out loud without stopping completely. Imagine your whole sentence came out confusing and wrong. Calmly restart it out loud using a phrase from today. One more. Imagine you used the wrong grammar tense by accident in the middle of telling a story. Correct yourself quickly and keep telling the story out loud. Fantastic work! You just practiced the exact skill that separates nervous learners from confident speakers, not avoiding mistakes, but recovering from them smoothly, gracefully, and quickly. Let's move to Section 4, Sounding and Feeling Confident. Section 4, Sounding and Feeling Confident when you speak. Confidence isn't only about which words you use, it's also about how you use them. In this section, we'll focus on tone, pace, and phrases that project real confidence. Speak a little slower than you think you should. This is one of the biggest secrets of confident speakers. They speak slightly slower than nervous speakers. Speaking too fast often comes from nervousness, and it actually makes you harder to understand, which creates more nervousness, a difficult cycle. Slowing down, even slightly, breaks this cycle completely. Let's practice this directly. Repeat this sentence, first at a nervous, fast pace in your mind, and then say it out loud, slowly and clearly. I would like to share my opinion about this topic. Say it now, slowly, clearly, out loud. Expressing opinions with confidence. Repeat. I really believe that. I really believe that. A strong, confident way to introduce your opinion. Repeat, in my experience. In my experience. This phrase adds credibility and confidence to your opinion. Repeat, I'm confident that. I'm confident that. Repeat, I'm not 100% sure, but I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think. This is a wonderful phrase. It shows honesty, while still sharing a real opinion confidently. Repeat, from what I understand. From what I understand. Standing by your point, politely. Repeat, I understand your point, but I still think. I understand your point, but I still think. This shows respect, while still holding your own opinion, a very confident, mature way to communicate. Repeat, let me explain what I mean. Let me explain what I mean. A confident way to clarify, instead of simply giving up on an idea. Repeat. That's a fair question, and here's my answer. That's a fair question, and here's my answer. A strong, structured way to respond, even under pressure. Confident body language phrases. Say this to yourself. Confidence in speaking connects directly to your body, your posture, your breathing, even your facial expression. Here are a few phrases to say to yourself, silently, right before you speak. Repeat, I will take a breath before I speak. I will take a breath before I speak. Repeat, I will look at the person I'm speaking to. I will look at the person I'm speaking to. Eye contact is a universal signal of confidence. Repeat. I will finish my sentence, even if it's not perfect. I will finish my sentence, even if it's not perfect. Never stop mid-sentence out of fear, always finish your thought. confident phrases for disagreeing or pushing back. Repeat, I actually see it a bit differently. I actually see it a bit differently. A calm, confident way to disagree without conflict. Repeat, can I offer a different perspective? Can I offer a different perspective? A very polite, professional, confident phrase. Repeat, I hear you, but here's how I see it. I hear you, but here's how I see it. Confident closing phrases. These phrases help you end a thought or a conversation with strength, instead of trailing off nervously. Repeat, that's my honest opinion. That's my honest opinion. A strong way to close your point. Repeat, that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. A clear, confident way to end your turn in a conversation. Repeat, I'm glad we talked about this. I'm glad we talked about this. Practice time. Let's do a confidence exercise together. I'm going to ask you a simple opinion question. Before you answer, take one full breath. Then, answer slowly, clearly, and confidently, out loud, using one of today's opinion phrases. What do you think is the best way to learn a new language? Take a breath, then answer, slowly and confidently, out loud. One more. In your opinion, is it better to travel alone or with friends? Take a breath, then answer, slowly and confidently, out loud. Last one for this section. Do you think technology makes life easier or more complicated? Take a breath, then answer, slowly and confidently, out loud, and try disagreeing politely with your own first answer, just for practice. Beautifully done. Notice something, the words you used were not complicated. What changed was your pace, your breath, and your intention. That is exactly what confident speaking sounds like. Daily confidence habits. Before we move to our practice dialogues, let's learn a few short habits you can build into your daily life to keep growing your confidence outside of this lesson. Repeat, I will speak English out loud for 5 minutes today. I will speak English out loud for 5 minutes today. Even talking to yourself, describing your day, out loud, in English, builds real speaking muscle. Repeat, I will record myself speaking, and listen back without judging myself. I will record myself speaking, and listen back without judging myself. This helps you notice real progress over time, instead of only noticing mistakes. Repeat, I will celebrate one small win every day. I will celebrate one small win every day. Maybe you used a new phrase, maybe you understood a whole sentence, celebrate it. Repeat, I will talk to at least one person in English this week. I will talk to at least one person in English this week. Real conversations, even short ones, build confidence faster than studying alone. Now, let's bring everything together in real practice dialogues. Section 5, Real Confidence Practice Dialogues. Let's see today's confidence phrases in real, natural conversations. Listen carefully first, then we'll practice together. Dialogue 1, Recovering Smoothly from a Mistake. Person A, so, what did you do this weekend? Person B, I went to the, sorry, wrong word. I went to the beach with my family. Person A, oh nice, how was it? Person B, it was great, actually. The weather was perfect. Notice how naturally person B recovered. A tiny sorry, wrong word, and the conversation continued smoothly, without stopping. Let's practice. I'll ask you a question. Make a small mistake on purpose, correct it naturally, and continue your sentence out loud. What did you do yesterday? Answer, making a small correction naturally, out loud. Dialogue 2, asking for clarification confidently. Person A, I think we should reconsider the whole approach, honestly. Person B, sorry, could you say that again? I want to make sure I understand. Person A, sure, I mean maybe we should try a different plan. Person B, I see, that makes sense. Thank you for explaining. Let's practice. Imagine someone just said something you didn't fully understand. Ask them to clarify, politely and confidently, out loud. Dialogue 3, sharing an opinion with confidence. Person A, what do you think about remote work? Person B, in my experience, it's great for focus, but I sometimes miss the office energy. What about you? Person A, I understand your point, but personally, I really believe remote work is more productive. Person B, that's a fair point too. Let's practice. Share your real opinion about remote work, or any topic you like, using a confident opinion phrase from today, out loud. Dialogue 4, keeping the conversation going. Person A, I just adopted a new dog. Person B, no way, that's exciting. Tell me more, what breed is it? Person A, it's a small mixed breed, very playful. Person B, that sounds lovely. How's your dog adjusting to the new home? Let's practice. I'll share something short. Keep the conversation going with a follow-up question, out loud. I just started learning to play the guitar. Respond with a follow-up question, out loud. Dialogue 5, disagreeing respectfully with confidence. Person A, I think social media is mostly bad for people. Person B, I actually see it a bit differently, I think it depends on how you use it. Person A, that's fair. Can you explain what you mean? Person B, sure, for example, I use it to learn English, which has been really helpful for me. Let's practice. Share a topic you slightly disagree with someone about, and respond with a calm, confident disagreement phrase, out loud. Dialogue 6, handling an awkward silence. Person A, so, yeah. Person B, this is a nice place, isn't it? Person A, yeah, it really is. So, what do you usually do on weekends? Person B, I usually relax, or sometimes I go hiking. How about you? Let's practice. Imagine there's a short, quiet moment in your conversation. Fill it naturally, out loud, using a phrase from section 2, and then ask a question to keep things moving. Your own confidence dialogue. Now, it's your turn. Create a short conversation using at least 4 things from today: a listening phrase, a follow-up question, a recovery phrase, and a confident opinion phrase. Speak it out loud, completely, playing both roles if you need to. Take your time, and remember, slow and clear is more confident than fast and nervous. Incredible work! That conversation you just built is proof, real proof, that you already have the tools to speak with confidence. The tools were always there. Today, we simply organized them and practiced using them out loud again and again. Section 6, Rapid Confidence Drill. This final drill is designed to build real, physical speaking courage, quick, instant responses, with no time to overthink. I'll give you a prompt. Answer immediately, out loud, with confidence in your voice, even if the sentence isn't perfect. Ready? Let's go. Say one thing you're proud of. Answer now, confidently. Give your honest opinion about coffee. Answer now, confidently. Ask me a follow-up question about my day. Answer now, confidently. Pretend you didn't understand me, and ask me to repeat. Answer now, confidently. Make a small mistake on purpose, and correct yourself smoothly. Answer now, confidently. Say something you believe strongly, starting with I really believe that. Answer now, confidently. Describe a word without saying the word. Answer now, confidently. Say goodbye, the way a confident person would. Answer now, confidently. Give a follow-up question about something I just said. Answer now, confidently. Say something you disagree with, and explain why, calmly. Answer now, confidently. Say one thing that made you smile this week. Answer now, confidently. Finish this sentence with real confidence. I am someone who. Answer now, confidently. Excellent. You just completed 13 rapid, real-time speaking challenges, without stopping, without giving up, and without waiting for a perfect sentence. That, right there, is what confidence actually looks like in action, not perfection, but persistence. Let's quickly review today's lesson, Day 6, Building Confidence in English Conversation. We learned that confidence matters more than perfect grammar, and that mistakes are simply part of learning, not something to fear, but something to expect and accept. We practiced phrases to keep any conversation going, even when your mind goes blank, using follow-up questions, empathy phrases, and natural ways to fill silence. We learned exactly how to recover smoothly from mistakes and misunderstandings, without stopping the conversation, whether it's a wrong word, a grammar slip, or a whole sentence that didn't come out right. We practice sounding and feeling more confident through pace, breath, strong opinion phrases, and respectful ways to disagree. We added daily confidence habits you can use starting today. And we brought it all together with real practice dialogues and a rapid confidence drill. Now, let's go back to the question I asked you at the very beginning of this lesson. What would you say, right now, if you weren't afraid of making a mistake? Take a moment and say it out loud, right now, in English, completely, with confidence, mistakes and all. That sentence you just said? That is exactly who you are becoming, a person who speaks first, and worries about perfection later, if at all. Remember the number you said at the beginning of this lesson. How confident you felt, from 1 to 10. I want you to say a new number now, out loud, based on how you feel right now, after this lesson. Whatever that number is, remember this: confidence is not a fixed thing you either have or don't have. It's a skill, and just like any skill, it grows every single time you practice it, out loud, in real conversations. Your homework before the next lesson: have one real conversation today, even a short one, and use at least one phrase from today's lesson. A follow-up question, a recovery phrase, or a confident opinion. Notice how it feels, and notice how the other person reacts. You might be surprised how little they notice your small mistakes, and how much they notice your genuine effort. If this lesson helped you, please like this video, subscribe to English Tom, and turn on notifications for Day 7, where we'll continue building your English skills together. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and for being brave enough to speak out loud, again and again. That bravery is exactly what builds real fluency. Keep practicing, keep speaking with confidence, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.